Luxor and Aswan are two cities in the south of Egypt, both attracting thousands of tourists every year. Luxor is the best place to see ancient Egyptian temples and ruins. It was the capital of ancient Egypt and is one of the oldest cities in the world, having been inhabited for 5,000 years. Aswan was the most beautiful place I saw in Egypt. The banks of the Nile are stunning, making it the perfect place for a boat trip. Also, being so far south, there is a lot of influence from an ethnic minority called the Nubians, with their distinctive painted houses and unique culture. Luxor and Aswan were two of the best places I saw in Egypt and are a must-see for anyone visiting the country. My first stop was the really unique city of Luxor. Sometimes called the world's largest open-air museum, Luxor is the best place to see the relics of ancient Egypt. Some of the temples are so well preserved, it's still possible to decipher the messages carved in the stone.
So depicted here is one of the battles of Ramses III. He can be seen on the left on his chariot and on the right of the enemy in disarray. Ramses wanted to know how many prisoners of war there were. Instead of telling his soldiers to count the prisoners of war, he ordered his soldiers to cut off their hands and then he would count the hands.
It's believed that this didn't actually happen and that the temple is a kind of propaganda designed to scare the enemies of Egypt.
It's just so astonishing to think that an actual person did this thousands of years ago and it's still here today. And there's so much I'd love to know about that person and about their life. All over Egypt there are these stray dogs. This one seems particularly shy.
Luxor has 5 big temples, so there really is a lot of Egyptian history to see. The temples are the main reason you'd want to go to Luxor, but it's also a wonderful place to relax and enjoy the sun.
My favourite drink on a really hot day that I found here is this, which is sugarcane juice. I never had it before I came to Egypt, but it's just unbelievably refreshing on a really hot day.
One of the most wonderful things that you can do in Luxor or Aswan is a boat trip on the Nile. Given a choice between the two, I'd recommend doing it in Aswan, as there are many small islands in the river that look absolutely gorgeous. There aren't any bridges between these islands, so the only way to get between them is on the small boats that operate at all hours of the day, ferrying people around. An ideal boat trip is to the Nubian village, about 20 minutes away. The Nubians are an ancient ethnic group indigenous to South Egypt and northern Sudan. They originate from the central Nile Valley, one of the earliest cradles of civilization. At times, Nubia was a part of ancient Egypt, but when Egypt fell to the Roman Empire, Nubia was never fully dominated. Today, most Nubians practice Islam, but some aspects of their traditional culture still remain. One of the most noticeable is their beautiful painted houses. Aswan is also home to an amazing botanical garden on an island called El Nabatat. The island was gifted to a British army officer called Earl Kitchener when he served as Consul General in Egypt. Kitchener transformed the island into a paradise of exotic trees and plants. Since then, the garden has been maintained by the Egyptian government and is a wonderful place to relax and watch the sunset. Overall, Luxor and Aswan are definitely worth a visit if you ever come to Egypt, for the breathtaking temples of Luxor and the stunning landscapes of Aswan. Thanks so much for watching.